Hello, everybody. It is Road to Recovery. This is October 17th, and I am doing a really late video today. I normally do a Monday morning chat where I invite people to come on and we have conversations about recovery progress and that sort of thing. I had an important event to come up today, and I actually wanted to talk about this. Tomorrow is going to be kind of like my anniversary inside of my 12-step group, which is um, SLAA for me. And the that anniversary represents for me, I go in front of the group and I just tell them my entire stories. For all the videos you see me record, I try to condense that into as short of story as I possibly can. But up till now, it's been a story of tremendous peril, me having to overcome a lot of different obstacles in my life, including all the legal obstacles. That was probably the worst part about it, and having to get over all the crap that induced into me. I mean, there was so much chaos that had happened as a result of that it was difficult for me to even maintain a little iota of sanity. But I got through it. I managed to keep working the program, and by working the program, lots of good things had come into my life. The capability of being able to manage my anger, of being able to manage anxiety and stress. Um, Today, I had to go before a judge, and this is the accumulation of the last 5 years of my life and all the crap that I had done because of my addiction. And it was an early morning ruling. Judge went heard my story, heard my lawyer's story, heard my sponsor's story who showed up, and it was lickety split, ruled in favor of me, and it was on to the next case. And Um, officially for me, I am off the SO list, which is the best thing I could have possibly wanted. I was emotionally this morning. I was just crying. I was just terrible. It was actually a good cry. I shouldn't say that it's terrible. I gotta get out of this mindset of saying that crying is necessarily a bad thing. It was a good thing. I was very happy, and that's my dog down there in case you see something crawling around. I was very happy for what had happened to me. I was happy about the situation. I felt so much gratitude to all the people who had supported me. And it was actually really good this time around. Guys, I can't even tell you the legal chaos that this represented, because the first time I had gone through this and I was in front of a judge, you can't talk at you at being the person who is going through this. You can't talk directly to the judge. You've got to rely on the lawyer, mitigating the damage for you and just being able to put you in the best possible spot to receive a favorable judgment. And my judgment was kind of a mixed bag. I don't know if I've ever talked about this in the actual videos, but the three files that were found on my computer, I had deleted those. They were in the recycling can and I had emptied the recycling can. So I had saw them inside of my folder and deleted them. Like, uh, they don't tell you that. You don't hear that in the news at all when you see like somebody, arrested for pornography or for, in this case, child sexual abuse material. I was downloading a lot of cam porn, and this is before OnlyFans. It was mostly Stickam and Omegle files, and there's a high concentration of those camera operation sites that were just teenage girls just going on and just having fun. And I wasn't downloading anything live. I was going out to a file sharing network, and I was downloading it from a file sharing network. And if you've ever used a file sharing network, you can't see what you're downloading until you've downloaded the entire file. And at that point, the second it's downloaded and now you're sharing that, if it was bad, that's distribution, right? You all of a sudden are participating in the distribution of child pornography. And so all the files that I had downloaded were, the second I figured out what they were, I had deleted them, which is what you should do. But in my case, um, the local police department had been doing a scan on certain IP addresses, done a hexadecimal match, and had found that file while it was still in existence. And it took about a month for the search warrant to process, and then they processed a search warrant against my house. Came in, seized my computer, and they do a entire scan on the hard drive. So it's not just files that are there, but anything that you've deleted, it's all on the menu for them. They can still charge you for stuff that you've deleted. And that's what happened to me. I got charged for something that I had literally saw on my computer and deleted. That that what I just told you was never released to the judge or never told to the judge when I was going through all of this, because we were trying to angle for the least possible sentence. And I had to, in order for the negotiation with the district attorney, otherwise we would have gone to trial. Um, we would have, you know, we would have been in a more advantageous spot by just going ahead and saying, you know what, I I own the fact that I did this crime and I confess to it, and then putting yourself on the mercy of the court. When you go to a trial, it's like rolling the dice, man. You don't know how that thing's going to end up. So the game theory there is you take the lesser plea and you just cross your fingers and hope the judge is feeling good for you. I did everything I possibly could at that point. This is 5 years ago. I did everything I possibly could at that point, and the judge, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna fuck you over still." And I can't really blame the judge because one of the parents for this youth organization I was working for was literally there because she wanted to see me hang. She was a Karen mom, and I can't be mad at her. I really can't be mad at her because she only heard part of the story. She didn't hear the other half, and the other half, to be honest with you, never made it out there. It was just all shit that was in the news. Um, and it was so frustrating to have to go through that because you feel like you can't defend yourself from the public. But as a lawyer will tell you, it's like not the public you're trying to defend yourself against. It's the district attorney's office. So this morning, roll in. Judge was very quick in the decision. Yeah, you know what? Everybody deserves a second chance, and so do you. Gavel down, and I am officially off the sex offenders list. I cannot tell you how grateful I was when I walked out of that courtroom. I hugged my attorney. I hugged my sponsor was there with me the entire time. He was there for the first one. He was here for this one. I gave him the biggest hug. We went out for breakfast this morning. I got texts from just about everybody you could possibly imagine. Word got around fast. And, I had people coming out of the woodwork to say, congratulations, man. I've been working AA, I've been working SLAA. People were just happy that I had a happy ending to everything. And, God, you know, I'm so happy I am so happy right now. One of the things I talked about with my sponsor this morning was, I'm sorry. One of the things I had talked about with my sponsor this morning was having to go through all of this. You know, um, I had to be honest that had this not happened, I probably wouldn't have worked any system because I was oblivious to the harm I was creating for myself and to others. That I had to go through all of this pain in order to be open to the into going into recovery and embracing it 100%. I took on a new sponsee this past week, and one of the things I was telling him was that sometimes you just got to go through this, and it's a shame. It's a shame that some people have to really be whacked over the head in order to wake up and say, you know what, I have a problem. and I needed the giant whack on the head. Not everybody is that way. You might be listening to this right now. You might be listening to this right now, and you're nowhere near in bad situation that I was. But maybe you've got ED. Maybe you're just recognizing you're spending too much time in front of a computer, like I was doing for like 20 some odd years. Um, and you just recognize that there's a problem in your life. And the error that I had made was that I allowed that problem to persist and continue and continue and continue. And as I did, all the things that I was running to in the pornography, the making happiness appear in my life, which is really what that was. I had experienced ecstasy, and through that ecstasy, I was experiencing happiness. All that I was doing um, allowed the problem of my anxiety to cascade to uncontrollable levels. So I'd get brief periods of, hey, I feel good, followed by enormous amounts of anxiety and stress, run back to the thing that makes me feel good again. And the cycle just kept repeating and repeating and repeating. I told the judge when I was in front of him that, because this is the funny side story, I went to the wrong courthouse because they had moved our circuit court in our county to a new location, and I had to go to a new courthouse. And so I got there early to only realize that, shit, I'm at the wrong place. I had to go across town and go to another courthouse. And I told the judge, I was like, yeah, that was normally would have been a very stressful moment that would have put me over the edge. But thanks to the recovery program and thanks to lots of therapy and working inside of both yoga and meditation, I was able to seize that moment, take a deep breath, and it all flowed off of me. The second I got inside, I was like, everything's okay. Everything's okay. And it was okay. Because I'm the type of personality that would throw all that crap onto my shoulders. Guys, I can't tell you how blessed I feel right now. I'm going to keep working this channel as hard as I possibly can, because even if I just helped one person to not be in the position that I put myself in, I think I've succeeded. This is just passing it on, and what we call in the 12-step program, working the 12th step. You know, you keep working this, and before you know it, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping lots of other people. And that might be the biggest reward in all of this, is that I should have thought about that. I should have told the judge, the biggest reward I've had of this entire thing is not only the anxiety, but it's the giving back. It's the gratitude and the recognizing that I've done some good in somebody else's life. There's a lot to be said about, even if you're not in a 12-step program, even if you're, say, like in NoFap or in another type of group or organization, just being there for somebody else who's going through the same problem or similar problem, and just being a person to sit down and listen, you know, and that's all. You really don't have to do that much. Sometimes just sitting down and listening will be the thing that helps that other person out. And I was lucky that I've had so many people that took me out to lunch, sat down, had conversations with me. Working in a 12-step program, you're constantly reading books and, talking with other folks and having morning breakfast in a local crappy diner. Um, all of that is just the miracle in my life that I never had before. And I told the judge, and this is the truth. It's like, I'm not giving up this program. I'm not. This is where I belong, and it is where I belong. This is where I belong. Anyway, I wanted to pass on the good news, and I'm happy I have a YouTube channel where I can just kind of open this up and let you guys hear the truth. And I think there's a lot of reflection here going on right now, and I've been talking about the Serenity Prayer since I came out of the courthouse, and I, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now. You guys have a good Monday. I will come back in next Monday and we'll continue having our Monday morning chat. Thank you for listening. Stay on that road to recovery.